What is expensive attitude? Expensive attitude is how you see yourself and world around you. How you face difficult or unpleasant situation, and how you think about other people. Expensive attitude is directly connected with your daily life, and to decide good and bad thing in your life. Let me explain you how. Your attitude is how you view the world on a daily basis. It can affect your depression, motivation, social adequacies, and boredom. People have problems like being sad, not wanting to do anything, or feeling shy, but what really matters is how a person views the world. If a person has a good attitude, then they can be more creative, handle stress better, be more confident, and have better relationships. A negative attitude narrows down the richness of life and limits creative powers, fulfillment, social pleasures, and vitality. The goal is to break out and expand what is experienced. Here is your roadmap about your perceptive. 1. How to view the world. Imagine that you are an explorer. You have the gift of consciousness, which means that you are aware of the world around you. You are standing in front of a vast and unknown universe that we humans have only just begun to explore. Most people prefer to cling to certain ideas and principles because they are afraid of what is unfamiliar and uncertain. These people like to stick to the beliefs they have, even if they were adopted when they were young. They are usually scared of things they don't know. This means that they stop being curious and start being sure of themselves. By the time they are 30, they think they know everything. You should be curious instead of having convictions. Never stop exploring even when you get old. An explorer is someone who is in continual search of new ideas and new ways of thinking. They see no limits to where their mind can roam, and they are not concerned with suddenly appearing inconsistent or developing ideas that directly contradict what they believed a few months before. If you have an idea, it's something fun that you can play with. But if you keep it to yourself for too long, it becomes something dead. If you think like explorer, then you will become more like the child you once were. You will not worried about being right all the time. You will be interested in exploring all kinds of knowledge from different cultures and times. You can explore your own mind in different ways to find new things about yourself that you never knew before. This can be fun and make you feel good, like when you solve a puzzle or figure something out that was previously confusing. Your dreams can also be helpful in this way, as well as when you're tired or when you have desires that you usually keep hidden. There's nothing bad or scary about any of this, so don't be afraid to explore. 2. How to view difficult or unpleasant situation. Our life involves obstacles, like being frustrated or experiencing pain. It's normal to have these kinds of experiences, and how we deal with them when we're young can affect our overall attitude towards life. So people try to avoid any kind of difficult situation, even if it means they never really challenge themselves or have much success. Instead of learning from negative experiences, they want to forget them. The goal is to move in the opposite direction and to embrace all obstacles as learning experiences. This way you can get stronger and embrace life itself. Embracing life means enjoying the good moments and learning from the bad moments. Let me give you one great example. In 1946, a 20-year-old man named Malcolm Little began serving an 8 to 10-year prison sentence for burglary. While most people who go to prison become hardened and have a negative view of the world, Malcolm decided to use this time as an opportunity to better himself. He started spending time in the prison library and loved learning new things. He realized that prison could be a good place for him to learn more and to develop the discipline he was lacking. When he was finished with his sentence, he was a stronger person and saw any difficulties in life as a chance to test himself. Unpleasant situation and pain might happen to anyone. It's beyond your control. No matter what bad things happen to you, you always have the power to choose your response. Your response will determine what happens to you next. This means that even though bad things might happen to you that you can't control, you can control how you respond to them and what happens next because of your response. 3. How to view yourself. As we get older, we sometimes start to believe that we can't do certain things or that we're not as good as other people. This is because we start to internalize the criticisms and doubts of others. But if we accept these things as true, then they become our limits. In this world, you don't always have to be humble and shy. Being humble and shy is not always a good thing. You can be more than you are now, and if you believe that, you will act differently. People promote humility as a value to keep you down, but it's not a virtue. You're capable of much more than you think, and changing your thinking will create a very different dynamic. Some leaders in ancient times thought they were related to gods because they acted with high levels of confidence. This made other people have more faith in them, and their actions often turned out the way they wanted because they believed in themselves so much. You don't need to think you're related to a god to be a leader, but it is important to have faith in yourself and your ability to overcome obstacles. In the postmodern world, many people like to assume a cool, ironic attitude. This means they act like they don't care about anything and are never too positive about things or life. They think the positive, expansive attitude is stupid and simple-minded. But really, they are just afraid of failing or looking bad. The cool attitude will eventually fade away, and people will start moving in the opposite direction. 4. How to view your energy and health. We all get sick sometimes, even when we try our best to stay healthy. But sometimes it's not just bad luck that gets us sick. Sometimes it's because we didn't try hard enough. Willpower is important in staying healthy, because our attitude can make us feel better or worse. When we're happy, we have more energy and get well quickly. But when we're stressed, we get sick more easily. Scientists are studying how our attitude affects our health, and they'll learn more in the future. You can do more than you think you can. People get old and age prematurely by accepting physical limits to what they can do. If you keep pushing yourself, you can stay young and healthy. 5. How to view other people. First, you should try not to take everything people do or say as a personal attack. Usually when people are critical or act against your interests, it's because they're reliving some pain from the past. They're projecting their own negative feelings onto you. If you can see people this way, you'll be less likely to get upset or involved in arguments. If the person is truly malicious, staying calm will help you plan a better countermove. Some people are like flowers and some people are like rocks. Some people are nice and some people are mean. Some people are brave and some people are not. There are different types of people, and they all play a role in our social ecology. Diversity is when people are different from each other. Some people might be different from you the way they look, the way they think, or the way they behave. It's important to accept diversity and to remember that everyone is special in their own way. If you take a step back and try to see things from a people perspective, you will be able to understand people better. This will make you more tolerant of people and of human nature in general. People will be drawn to you because you are open and generous. Finally, think like the modern concept of attitude is similar to the ancient concept of the soul. It refers to the overall spirit we embody, our way of experiencing the world. It is what makes a person an individual. Just as some people were thought to have more soul than others, some people are thought to have a better attitude than others. Having a good attitude is thought to make a person happier and more successful in life. This is about how our idea of the soul has changed over time. In the past, people believed that there was an external spiritual force that controlled everything. Nowadays, we believe that life itself is complex and unpredictable, and that we will never be able to completely understand or control it. There are people in the world whose goal is to control and inhibit the life. These people use self-destructive strategies to limit their thoughts and stay true to irrelevant ideas. They also limit their experiences. Everything is about them, their needs. These people often become obsessed with goals like making money or getting attention. This makes them dead inside because they close themselves off to the good things in life. They only allow themselves to think about certain things and ignore anything that could be new or different. This makes them really narrow-minded and inflexible. You remember what it was like to be a kid, when everything was new and exciting. You're interested in everything and everyone, and you're always learning new things. You're kind and tolerant, even to people you don't like, and you feel sorry for people who are unhappy. You shouldn't be mean to people even if they're mean to you. You should also try to see things from other people's perspectives, and not just your own. You should be flexible and go with the flow instead of always trying to control everything. And finally, you should be open to new experiences, and not be afraid of change or uncertainty. It's important to try to get to know people by how deep and thoughtful they are, and to try to spend time with people who are like that, because they will make you a better person. By understanding this roadmap, you can live your life at full potential and enjoy the richness of explorer.